how to be perceived as a luxury expert. I
Correct.
want to hear actually, tell us that, but I really want to hear how you figured it out and some stories you had to get there. So you answer which side of the question you want to first on that.
Well, first of all, I wish I could stand here and tell you that that was a carefully crafted and designed and executed plan, but it was 100% accident. And when I started, I was 21, and I looked like I was 15, and I'm competing with people who look like I do now with gray hair and wrinkles and track records. How do I compete with them? And so I had to have more perceived expertise. So I'm thinking, what do people really want expertise in? And I thought, well, it must be pricing, because everyone just walks into a house like you see a millionaire listing or whatever it's called, and they walk in the house looking like this. I mean, they have no pen, they have no pad in their hands. They look around the house, they go like 5 million. And
Right.
that's how real estate was done
Right.
back then. I thought, I need to do this a different way because I need to really work harder and convey my expertise. So I took a lot of appraisal classes. And, you know, there was no such thing as a CMA. I've probably mentioned this before. I'm really old. But even though I'm old, we had the alphabet. We had all 26 letters, A through Z. We even had CM and A, but no one had ever put them together into a CMA. And so nobody did, just people walked in and shot a number off the top of their head. So I decided to start doing narrative appraisals, because we didn't have the word CMA yet. So I would just do a valuation letter that were 45 pages long, and understand also we had typewriters back then. We didn't have word processors, so I'd have to type the whole stupid thing. And
Yeah.
but I outworked everyone else, and I documented, and I had a process for valuation property to really give people a real number that they could hold in their hands and understand how it was arrived at, which no one else did in those days, unless you got an appraisal, which was very rare, because anybody could be an appraiser back then. There was no licensing or certification required. So
Oh, wow.
once I started doing that for people who needed them for tax planning purposes, and also for property tax reduction purposes. And once I got my first luxury listing from a wonderful lady, and I did all her husband, who had passed away, he was a big time lawyer, and the whole law firm saying, "Are you nuts? Look at this kid. You can't list. Are you crazy?
That's why she did it. Yeah.
Look at his hair. He doesn't even cut his hair." And so anyway, but she was tired of being told what to do all the time by men, and she followed her gut, and she hired me, and the rest is history. We just went from there.
That's awesome. When you handle the opportunity, you can be given opportunities, but you've got to deliver on them. And obviously you did,
Right.
and learned a lot
Right.
from it. I love that story because I think about that a lot. You've said before, as agents get more experience, they become entitled. And not as a judgment, it's just human nature. They get used to it. They're getting listings.
Totally
And,
human nature.
right. And then that was mine. That's the first listing, really famous luxury listing I picked up was he had actually been through 3 agents and everybody, and then it had been off the market, and every big agent knew about it, knew him and wanted it. And I was the kid who was I learned everything I could about the property. I knew things about the property nobody else knew. I
Right.
approached it as a professional. I had the knowledge about the market. He couldn't believe what I knew about the market to be so young. He's like, "How do you know all this?" And I just remember it was like, you know what? He was sick and tired of mainstream. He didn't like the whole scene, and he liked that somebody was coming in aggressive and fresh, and bam, I got it,
Right.
sold it, put me on the map. Yeah.
Audacious. Yeah, that's the word. Audacious.
Audacious. Yes.
Fresh and audacious. And they're willing to take a chance on you because that person saw a little bit of him in you.
Exactly.
He harkened back to the day they were starting out and how much they hustled and how much they outworked everyone else. And they saw that spark in you, and they took a chance on you. And that's how you got to where you are
And
as
that's
well.
what they
you need
wanted.
And that's how I help my students or coachees, whatever you want to call them, I can't help people see a spark that isn't there, but I can help you develop your spark so people are more likely to see it because you're so close to it, you don't see it. So I help people find that.
Beautifully said.